Hey guys, today I will show you how I created my own version of MERAMON, and I worked on this project for 4 weekends in a row, so let's get started. First of all, I'm not a cosplayer, so my costume was only for a frontal photo shoot. So if you really want to cosplay MERAMON, you should go check out some real cosplay channels and combine the techniques they show you there with some of the techniques I show you in this video, and you will probably get a pretty damn cool cosplay in the end. Anyways, I made the top you just saw out of thin Eva foam and then cut out the flame-shaped main shape of my chest piece out of a thicker Eva foam. If you have some big boobs, you should definitely make a bra-shaped top and attach your flames onto that and create some extra shoulder pads, but I was too lazy to do that, and for me this worked kind of, even though it wasn't that comfortable. However, I cut out my main shape in an angle cut, which just means that I did not put my X-Acto knife straight into the foam, but in an angle. With Eva foam, it's best if you work kind of slow and with some pressure. And if it's your first time working with Eva foam, just practice a bit on a little piece and not go straight for the big main shape, so you don't ruin a big piece of foam, because you just have to get into the flow and feel how to work with it a bit. I don't know, just practice. And as you probably saw, I already started to layer the flames because that's what we're going for. A ton of flames in a ton of layers. These layers are also the reason why I did not make any shoulder pads. I just layered until I covered my shoulders with the flames. And they are also the reason why I couldn't really move in the top. But since it was just for a photo shoot, it was okay. And it was also the best possible way to recreate the original character I came up with. To create these layers, I obviously just painted on some flames and cut them out also with the angle cut to get the cool 3D effect. This is probably the most time-consuming and annoying part of the project, because you just have to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Anyways, I haven't received my contact glue in time. That's why I used my hot glue gun. You can of course also use a hot glue gun if you have one and don't have to buy some contact glue. But yeah, if you really recreate something with Eva foam, you have to buy a lot of stuff anyway, so yeah, it's up to you. I just don't like hot glue guns a lot because I always burn myself. However, after I glued the 2 layers of my main shape flames in place, I attached all of the other flames I created, and then I moved on, creating even more flames and attached them, and so on and so on. Since I really don't want to cut anymore, please just let us appreciate the music for a moment. So if you like that, go check out my friend Toby's channel, link is in the description box below. So let's get back to my super professional explanations. As you can see, I attached my finished chest piece onto the top with some hot glue, but I put the glue just in the middle part of the top and not on the sides, because the sides are the parts which kind of bend around the body. I hope you get what I mean. I really don't know how to explain that. And since we don't want our chest piece to hang in a weird angle in front of our body, we need to attach the upper part of the chest piece to the straps. I hope it's how you call them. Yeah. That's what makes it really comfy, but it covers your shoulders and you don't have to make extra shoulder pads, so here you can see how I attached the last two pieces to my chest piece, and you can also see the space with no glue I mentioned earlier, which is really important so you can actually wear the costume you spent hours to create, because you're not flat, you have a body, so the top must be able to curve around your body. So yeah, I hope you get what I mean. Here I covered my finished chest piece with some layers of liquid latex. The latex works as a primer, and I use latex because I don't have all of the cool primer stuff the cosplayers have, cause I'm an SFX artist, I have my latex, and that's it, so yeah. Here you can see how I created the mask, SFX style of course, so I used some latex paste and some liquid latex on my tools and my fingertips to smooth out the surface. As you might have noticed, I covered the eyes and parts of the nose of the face cast with some non-drying clay beforehand, because I wanted to have some space there. And I wish I would have covered more of a bigger part of the nose, because it turned out to be really uncomfortable. I let it dry overnight and then used a ton of flour as a powder to peel it off. I should have let the mask dry even longer because it was still kind of wet inside, because I used a big amount of latex paste, but ain't nobody got time for that, bruh. Here you can see the flame hair headpiece I created. Here I actually taped the mask onto the face of a mannequin head to keep it in place, and then glued the headpiece onto the mask. Then I went over it with some good old latex, so everything has the same texture. For a smooth transition from face to hair, I used some latex paste again, and of course also liquid latex on my fingertip to smooth out the surface. I will skip most of the painting process of the head because it's actually the same thing I did with the chest piece, so yeah. I didn't outline the flames in black, but the eyes, because I think it's important that you give your own touch to every look, so yeah. I just painted it how I felt it was right for me. By the way, that's also why my MERAMON version has no eyebrows. However, I put down a base layer of this yellowish orange and then kinda outlined every flame with this reddish orange and just blended the two colors a little bit together, but yeah, you see what I did. By the way, I used acrylic colors to paint my head and chest piece. Yeah, I also did some highlighting action, therefore I used some yellow acrylic paints. I almost said body paint. Yeah, and on the flames on the shoulders I also used some white and blended it together with some yellow to get a lighter yellow highlight. I don't know, you see what I do, okay? What I did. I kind of feel like the easiest explanations are the hardest ones to do for me. As you can see, I put down some hot glue onto my cutting board just to peel it off once it cooled down. I cut my little hot glue stripes into the right size and then glued it onto the mouth with some more hot glue to create these stitches. Last but definitely not least, I painted the hot glue stripes with some black and white acrylic paint. I mixed it together to get a gray, and then I painted some black dots on the ends of each stripe, so it looks like the stripe actually goes into the skin, and I also highlighted each stripe with some white. Then I got sick, and on the second weekend of illness I decided to do MERAMON anyways, cause it makes me crazy to not be able to do anything. And yeah, you saw what I just painted. It's not really complicated, so I don't have to repeat that now, I think. To make me look even more beautiful, I put these garbage bags over the flames, so I don't ruin them when I drip some latex, cause what I do now is just attaching the mask onto my face with some latex. And no, first attaching the mask, headpiece, whatever, and then sliding into the chest piece is not possible. So yeah, that's it. I can't believe that I actually made it to the end of this voiceover, but yeah. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye!